Most people think that success is about talent, luck, or even having a great plan. But the truth is, being successful is about showing up every single day. The difference between somebody who's successful and somebody who's not successful is one thing. One person showed up every single day and the other person made excuses. I'm not telling you this just to motivate you or anything. I've lived this life myself. Let me explain. The biggest reason why most people fail is because they didn't start. That's the real reason why most people fail, and most people aren't where they want to be, because they just gave up. The second biggest reason of people not being successful is that they just gave up too quick. They didn't want to stay for the ride. They didn't want to stay and deal with all the complications, all the cons of it. But with every con, there's a pro. There's a brighter side. There's a benefit for what you're doing. You just might not realize it yet. Like, for example, I remember I was going to the gym, lifting weights. I was not seeing the results right away. I could have just gave up, but I stayed. I stayed focused. I stayed disciplined. I stayed through all the implications. I dealt with it. You don't gotta be talented, perfect, or even know what you're doing. You just have to show up and everything else will fall in line. You can't expect something to be there if you're not there. You get what I'm saying? You can't expect something to be there for you if you're not even there for it. How are you going to receive your blessings? You're not even there. Success is just not one big move. It takes small steps over time to lead to something greater. You don't always see the results right away, but they all add up. For example, you save $1 every single day. At the end of the year, you're going to have $365 if you saved every dollar. $1 might seem like something little, but over time, it's going to become something big. That's like anything. Over time, you're being consistent to it, your success is going to come. You just have to stick to it. You have to be disciplined. You have to face the implication. You have to face the complications. Another example, the gym. You don't see the results right away when you go to the gym, but the small workouts that you're doing, they add up over time. Like learning a skill. You don't master it right away, but over time, you begin to master it. Success comes from failure and setbacks. You will be successful if you show up every single day and you face what you need to face. You don't have to see the whole staircase. You just got to take your first step. Excuses and excuses and excuses is just fear in disguise. You're scared. That's why you're not taking the big step that you need to take. You're scared. That's why you're not where you want to be at. I don't have time. You make time for what matters. You made time to brush your teeth, right? That matters. So why doesn't your goal matter? I'm not ready. No one's ever ready. Stuff just happens. You don't have to be ready. You just have to take the next step. Otherwise, you'll be where you started. If you don't take that next step, you will be where you are. You will stay there because you didn't take the next step. Discipline is key to anything you want to achieve. Oh, I'm not motivated. I'm not motivated enough. Discipline is key because motivation will come and go. One day you feel motivated, the next day you won't feel motivated to do what you got to do. But if you're disciplined, on the other hand, you're forced to do what you don't want to do because you're forced. It's a force. You owe it to yourself. Like, for example, the gym. I struggled with consistency. I was thinking like, this is never going to work. It's not going to work. I was discouraged. But being consistent allowed me to reach where I want to reach. It allowed me to be in the shape that I want to be at. Every day that you show up for yourself, you're already building success. Every day that you show up for yourself, you're already building your future. Every day that you show up for yourself, you're already building something for yourself. Every day that you do something, you're doing it for yourself. You deserve the best. So why aren't you doing your best? Why aren't you doing those hard challenges, those hard things that you don't want to do? Why? Because of all the excuses that you made. That's why. You can't grow in fear. You have to take the next step. You have to take the next step. You owe it to yourself. You owe it to your family, your friends, but most importantly, you owe it to you. You deserve the best. You deserve your best. You can be your best. But when are you going to be your best? It starts now. You can do it now. You just have to stop making excuses and you have to show up consistently. You also have to have discipline. You can be motivated. Motivation is not bad. Don't get me wrong. Motivation is not a bad thing. But the thing with motivation is that it comes and goes. It's like a cloud. One day it's there. Next day you don't really see it. At the end of the day, success isn't about who's the smartest, who's the most talented, who's the most luckiest. It's about you. Are you showing up every single day? Are you doing what you have to do to reach the spot that you need to reach? Even when you don't feel like it, even when nobody's watching, even when it's hard, you have to do your best and show up. You want to be your best person. You want to be your best self. You owe it to yourself. You want to be that person that you imagine. You want to be that person that you manifest to be. You want to live your best life. So why aren't you there? Why aren't you taking the next step? So let me ask you, are you showing up for yourself? So if this message hit you and it hit home, subscribe and also comment the fire emoji down below if you're committed to showing up for yourself, because you owe it to yourself. Peace out.